first time in a long time, but it seems like just yesterday when we were side by side. Beast mode, no one's blocking our way. These other guys tried it, but them man ain't got the skills of Braden and Davie, brazen and raging, bringing you the thrills and spills. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady DVP, the BDElite. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady DVP, the BDElite.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Up Next, and this is BDElite.
This is BDElite. This is our weekly AEW show, and it's Fyter Fest, night 2.
Fyter Fest. What's a Fyter Fest?
It's well, it was a take on that Fyre Fest thing,
right?
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. This is like a meme title, you know, Fyter Fest.
Fyter Fest champ.
Yeah.
It looks cool. They have Street Fighter gear and everything too. They had some shirts available as well.
Yeah, they had one with Mox and one with Shida, I think.
Oh, sweet. Yes, this is BDElite. We are your Dynamates on Wednesday nights. We record this live on Twitch, twitch.tv/upnextpodcast. And then we put the podcast out. This is sort of a little up nextra, if you will, of a show. So we know NXT's in the dumps, so put all your money in AEW. Buy,
Hey,
sell,
come
sell,
on,
sell.
come on. No.
NXT's
still being good.
Yeah.
It's just
developmental.
Does anyone care?
Right. The tree falls in the woods, that kind of thing.
Maybe.
Something like that. Yeah. So we watch NXT, but we do love Dynamite. We like the cool show in wrestling, and then we can agree that it's Dynamite. It's the new kid in town. It's still the newest product. They're still coming up with, I think they have the freshest ideas going in what is considered pro wrestling. I think like WWE seems to have still been stuck in the same age for quite a while, whereas this is like kind of, I still get that fresh feel when I watch this show. So that hasn't gone away yet.
I got exactly fresh when Chavo Guerrero came out today.
No, but it does help with crowds, because also I watched Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and I thought some of the matches were pretty good. We talked about Rhea and Charlotte and the Money in the Bank match and stuff, but the crowd compared to even this crowd, these guys are way more into it than the WWE stuff. But I think it would be fair if I were to be at both of these shows, I probably wouldn't really care about a lot of the stuff at the Money in the Bank, but then some of the stuff here, there wasn't anything super poppin' on this episode, but I think I'd still be just more invested to be like, wow, I'm at this new show that I've never been attending before, because it's AEW and it's a new company.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. I can't wait. I've got tickets to go
There you go.
to New York, so
That's right.
looking forward to that. And I can't wait to be in one of these crowds. But I'm also looking forward to being in a WWE crowd, just because it's like I've never been to AEW, you know,
yeah.
whereas going to WWE again, it's been a while. So like that would be nice. But I'm definitely excited to see. I'm excited to go to anything, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. AEW definitely, it seems like a lot of fun, and now that things are opening up, at least we think we're out of the woods now. But so as things go, which means we can buy tickets and go to things. You can get on planes.
Yeah.
Do things. I mean, you kind of could before, but you can really do this. So go see some live wrestling. And AEW seems like it's the cool kid in town, because Twitter was just jumping today. Internet wrestling community is just a fantastic, magical place sometimes. And today, all I wake up to is CM Punk this, Daniel Bryan that, AEW signing these guys. What's going on?
It's looking the most likely it's ever looked. I still won't believe it until I see it. But yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I would have no complaints about either guy going to AEW. I think that opens a lot of doors. There's a lot of curiosity with Punk. I think he'll still be hugely popular.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's not one of my guys, but I understand it. I think he's had some amazing matches. He's not one of my favorites, but I definitely think he's awesome, and I think him coming to this makes it a big bigger deal than it even is, just because he has not wrestled. So
absolutely,
definitely
it could really change some things.
Moxley joining this changed some things. You know what I mean? Kurt Angle joining TNA ruffled some feathers. Didn't really change things. This changes things. Daniel Bryan potentially coming to AEW changes things. Daniel Bryanson. Was it
Bryan Danielson?
Bryan Danielson. That's right.
I mean, I can certainly see people going like, why we're trying to build up all this young talent in AEW. Why would you go? But Bryan Danielson is still one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Of course.
This isn't a star who's past it by any means. And the type of matches, any of the top guys, a Kenny match, a Cody match, a Hangman match, whoever is so exciting with so many of these combinations.
Oh, of course. I joked time ago when Samoa Joe got released that Tony's calling Punk, Tony's calling Joe, and they were going to do a stadium show. Joe versus Punk one last time, and wrestling fan that would sell out. And that's what I kept joking about on the show. I said the co-main event or the actual main event could also be Kenny versus Kota Ibushi. My statement of they can still fill a giant stadium show still stands, but now we have different players entering the chat, because you put Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega, I will do anything to go try to watch that match.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So,
as I said, I can't believe it until I see it.
It's like a ghost.
I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
But it's looking good and pretty, very exciting.
Well, let's quickly get this out of the way. Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega, obviously, dream match. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, one-on-one, just as an exhibition, sell out a fucking stadium or whatever, has my interest. CM Punk versus who's the first Punk one? Because everyone, I think, agrees that Kenny might be the logic choice for Daniel, but Punk what? Punk Mox? Punk Cody?
I think
you want Punk Triple H.
well, Punk was saying in interviews like he'd want to mix it up with new people,
right?
Like that's why he'd return. But I feel Cody makes most sense for the first one. The kind of character Punk is, he needs to go up against the establishment.
All right, so Malachi Black somehow steamrolls over Cody with this match, which they've announced, and we'll talk about. But eventually, Cody does the official heel turn, and it has to be on Punk's expense, and that's what sets up that match, I would assume. And that makes the most sense. I know the Cody haters are out there, but no, that's a draw.
Punk Darby would be interesting.
Punk Darby, he likes Jungle Boy. He tweeted a while back, right?
Yeah,
saying hey, I watched for once, and people were like, oh, you never tweet this out. So interesting.
But just curious to see how Punk is in the ring. It's been 7 years. If he is returning, obviously he's in great shape. He looks like he trains a lot and stuff, but will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, when he left the WWE, the last 2014?
Yeah, January 2014.
The last Fed he didn't do too good in, but I know that in this one he could be the guy again.
Punk?
Yeah,
I think so.
Not so much the guy, but I think it's a big draw, and I'm someone who's not even one of these huge Punk fans, so I understand it, and I'm totally still supporting it. I still think it's great. Danielson is another one where it's he's just a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah. And
there's this weird thing where it's almost like there's an art to this where, hey, I want to wrestle all these other people, and why can't I? What's stopping me from doing this? So if this is true and he's doing this jump, that's amazing.
I always felt Bryan Danielson had one of the promos in WWE that felt least scripted. Yeah. He's not necessarily a flashy promo, but he's a passionate promo, and I buy everything that he says. I believe it. And that's very much the style in AEW. So obviously the actual matches will be great, but I think he can have some good stories and feuds and segments with people as well over there.
100%.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I like my fantasy booking, and I think we're wrestling fans, so we're jaded, and we know we're so cruel and mean and heartless that the epic story, somewhat epic, that they didn't touch too much on tonight, I guess, but Hangman and Kenny Omega is a great story arc that's going on, and to me, I need to see Hangman lose to Kenny. Yeah. Which then Kenny is free, he beat him, and then if Daniel Bryan's coming in, that's your big arena somewhere, something thing. And if you
I agree. I'm with you.
Yeah, that's how it should be. And Hangman doesn't beat Kenny till like another date to be determined.
Like next year.
Yeah, in a year, 2 years. You know what I mean? So Kenny versus Daniel Bryan is the dream match, I think, going forward in AEW.
I think so.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
We're agreed.
We're
on the
agreed.
same page.
This court is adjourned. And I would let me know, because Daniel Bryan versus Orange Cassidy, they've wrestled probably like on the indies, Fire Ant and all that.
Yeah, we
didn't we just watch him?
that was the Shikara show. They didn't fight each other, but
Daniel Bryan and Daniel Bryan should team up with CM Punk and fight the Young Bucks.
yeah, that would be cool.
Like Daniel Bryan and anyone versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
There's Hangman Daniel Bryan, Hangman CM Punk, CM Punk versus who's got that CM Punk edge to them now?
I've got it. Matt Hardy.
I'm sure they've wrestled a few times.
Oh, let's see it one more time.
ECW,
one more time.
WWE, ECW. Yeah. So I mean, all of this is from Twitter and people reporting it and stuff like that. Shout out Fightful, and like as they usually say, it's like TMZ. Ever since TMZ broke Michael Jackson died, I believe whatever TMZ has to say. It's kind of like that with certain people on the Twitter, and it's like, all right, well, if you say it, I'm kind of like, hey, when people tell you a secret, don't give it away. There's an art to keeping secrets as well.
Yeah, but there's an art to making money as well,
Yeah.
Especially in journalism.
Yeah. I feel like, it's funny though. It's like, imagine you watch like Game of Thrones as an ongoing show. Do you call up your friends who are on, like, you call up Dinklage? Is it Dinklage?
Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, you call up him and be like, all right, so what's going on with the script next week? Tell me what's going on.
Oh, I'm sure certain
Tell
shows.
me what's going on. I need to know. Do you die? Yeah. Don't tell anyone though. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I hope these are true stories, and I'm going through that they are, and I can't wait because it's super exciting as a wrestling fan.
Yeah, it makes me want to go to more and more of these events if these big matches are potentially happening.
Yeah, and I mean, then we got all this new. What's going on with Impact? Explain like on 5. There's a group show.
So yeah, at Slammiversary they announced Bound for Glory in October, and on the screen flashed Impact, AEW, AAA, and New Japan.
Right.
So it flashed up those logos. You had Jay White show up at the end of Slammiversary and had a kind of face-off with Kenny before it went off air, and there's some stuff that's been recorded. But yeah, they're just opening the doors to everyone, it seems, which is great.
So yeah, New Japan, Daniel Bryan versus Ishii. Daniel Bryan versus Okada.
A G1?
Daniel Bryan in the G1.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah, that would be insane. Daniel Bryan, Ishii. I want to fire it up, Danielson.
Suzuki, that would be great. Yeah.
That could be bigger than that. Sounds like it could be I want all these matches.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Stop it! Don't stop.
Toriano.
Jeez, wow.
We need another kicking match with Tai Chi.
Kicking with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Danielson. Damn, there's so many matches here. Wow. I saw this news about Kota Ibushi. Something like.
Oh yeah, he's
taken out.
Kind of pneumonia, I believe.
Yeah. Hoping he's all right. Sending
Get
vibes.
well soon.
Sending vibes to God.
God right over there.
That's what he is. I hope he's all right because Daniel Bryan can fight him too.
Yeah.
What? What? Are you
I
telling
know.
me these are possible
These
things
are possible
within the
things.
next year? Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pick what shows you want to travel to go, because it's like now it's like, well, I really want to see that one live, but I kind of want to.
It almost feels like, when you finally like got a Mewtwo on your Pokemon,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, I can just do anything now.
Right, I'm invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it feels with.
Or unvincible, because you're away from Vince and the Fed.
Yeah. Now we just got to sign Jeff Hardy, and we got all the superstars, all the title champion killers here in this company. Yeah, it makes me super excited because I think Danielson, there's so many fresh ideas. I'm way more excited about him than CM Punk, but
Me
cool.
too.
Yeah.
Me too, I think. But it's been... which one do you think would get a bigger reaction?
CM Punk,
Yeah?
I think. Dude, they still chant his name. Like...
People won't know what to chant for Bryan Danielson.
Can you do yes?
Oh, yeah, of course. It'd be yes. I was thinking more like Daniel, Bryan, and then like, yeah, he's got another quite popular chant, hasn't he?
I don't know if he's allowed to just say yes. Is he allowed?
You can't trademark
Yeah.
yes.
True. I mean, Danielson stole that from a UFC fighter anyways, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, the yes thing. Took it and ran with it. You'll see him do the yes thing. Oh, but he was
for sure.
He was sick as fuck before the yes thing. So
He
it's
doesn't need the
he
yes
doesn't need
thing,
it
but
at
a
all.
crowd needs something to cheer.
Yeah, it's true. Damn.
Oh, exciting times.
Can't wait for CM Punk chants when the guy's actually in the ring.
I know.
It's gonna be
weird.
bizarre.
People have almost become respectful that they're not doing it as much anymore.
Right.
And then people are going to be, can I do it again?
No, don't do it now. Until you see him, like, unless they're teasing it, like, come on, don't do it. Because especially at they did it for so long, and I get it. We hate Vince and the establishment and yada yada. But
Yeah.
like, oh, come on, don't shit on these other people.
No, exactly.
Well, I'm excited. Wrestling's back.
Wrestling's back, people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
We had a night last night.
What did we do?
We did our NXT show up next.
Oh, yeah.
Available on this feed.
Yeah, that's right.
Then went for a couple of drinks, and there were some interesting people there.
Oh yeah, we met some. Yeah, because like bars are slowly opening. We were hanging around like the bar we go to in Toronto, Wide Open. Shout out Wide Open, one of the best. And they survived the pandemic somehow, some way, which is always cool. And shout out all you bars and people out there working in the industry and stuff. Because damn, if you survived, good on you. So we decided to have a night out, kind of low key. It's not like a packed bar, only a few people, but it was nice to kind of feel normal. But of course, going to a bar feels normal when there's fucking weirdos.
As we were walking up, I said, we're gonna go there and we're just gonna see people that annoy us.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then, I don't know if you found it annoying, but some guy heard your British accent and then started mocking it.
Well, so there was...
Pretended not.
And
then
we
pretended
kind
he
of
was
touched on this a bit on What's Next Today.
Which
I
we
think, wasn't it?
recorded, yeah, coming out.
But there was one guy who was definitely saying he was British but wasn't British.
Yeah.
But then this other guy was like, "Oh, your accent, where are you from?" I was like, and he goes, "You're a Londoner. You're West London, right? You're West London." I was like, "Yeah, Northwest." He's like, "Oh, you're West London. You have that grime music accent." I was like, "Really? That's what you hear?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're a bit Jamaican." Like I was faking a Jamaican accent. I'm like, I don't know what you're hearing.
What? Maybe he heard your rap on the Deep Blue Sea.
Maybe that's what it
you
was.
You were doing LL Cool J.
Maybe
in your British accent. So we thought this guy was strange because one of his buddies then was like, "In it, bruv," and then we thought that he was then stuck with the fake accent now because he didn't want to let it be known that he was like fucking around. But then we decided that with my skills of making trap beats and drill beats and your skills of having such
what's going on here?
A grime in your voice, like your British thing, that we're launching a grime album. Me and you.
We are?
You're gonna rap. And you're gonna grime. Man's not hot.
Well, I think I know MJ thought it was me that sings
on this
our
song, on
sings
our
our
theme.
theme.
A few people I think were like, "Yo, is that you?" You should have just ran with it. Just been like, "Yeah, that was me."
Yeah, that's me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm Warren D.
Shout out Warren D.
Shout out Warren D with the theme.
Yeah, so we're gonna start a grime label. And Stormzy and Skepta.
I will say after a night out. Question.
Yeah.
Hot take right here.
Yeah.
Was that the greatest frozen pizza you've ever had?
We got a frozen pizza.
Yeah.
From the bodega downstairs, and then
we pimped it up a bit.
We put like fresh mozzarella, just covered it in all this like mozzarella, different types, aged, fresh,
Parmesan.
Yeah, Parmesan. We just like went ham, and then we got super stoned and watched I Think You Should Leave.
Yeah.
Sloppy Steaks. If you have not watched that show, your wrestling connection is Brody King has a cameo, and
oh yeah,
so watch it.
He does.
Yeah. What a ridiculous fucking show to watch.
Yeah,
you gotta,
so weird. So weird, so wonderful.
Yeah, if you partake in any extracurricular activities, definitely do it.
It's so funny.
Watching this show, meaning smoke a joint, because it's ridiculous. But we pimped this pizza out, and it was the cheesiest, greatest,
Oh, it was so good.
best night of our life.
But like the dough for a frozen pizza,
So
like was great.
You really loved it.
I loved it.
Wow.
And then we both passed out.
We
on the
both
couch.
were watching this show, and it was probably like by that time, like 4 o'clock in the morning. And the next thing I know, I wake up, I'm on the couch, you're on your lazy boy, and in our new apartment, the living room's got like huge windows, so it's just sunny.
Daylight.
7:06 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, wake up, go to bed. What a time!
Yeah.
What a day!
What a day.
Yeah, it feels normal to go out and get up to no good again.
We might go singing later. Are we gonna try and sing?
Yeah, this is kind of
gonna do it?
I don't know, long time listeners, new people. We used to be cool. We used to do fun things outside of podcasting because you could do cool things, including karaoke. And our local favorite Toronto DJ, Jason Rowland, says he's opening right. He's open right now.
Yeah.
So we should wrap this show up and go.
Yeah, I'm tempted. 4 out of 10 show. Good night.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It was fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. AEW Dynamite. And this is Fyter Fest Night 2 from July 21st, 2022. And this starts off with a match, the first of the 5 labors of Jericho, meaning Chris Jericho's got to fight 5 games of MJF's choosing, meaning matches and stips. And if Jericho can beat them all, he gets to fight MJF, presumably at All Out. So, the first is tonight. Shawn Spears, the chairman, who is allowed to use the steel chair, but in this match, Chris Jericho is not. So if he does, he's DQ'd. MJF joins in on commentary, and oh my goodness, he says, labors of Jericho, huh? Yeah, it looks like Chris Jericho knows what it's like being in labor right now. Jesus. Fuck, I laugh so hard.
Yeah.
MJF is really good at this being
He's
guy.
so good.
Yeah, like
He's so good.
Roast anyone, fuck. So this starts off with these guys brawling, and obviously Shawn Spears keeps wanting to just try to go use the chair. JR just starts to like trip up for a second, and MJF is just like, yo, my God, Jim, you're out of it. And then MJF asks, because they're in Dallas tonight, hot crowd in hot Dallas, the Big D. He says, what do you call a hot girl in Dallas? A tourist. JR did not like that. There's the chairman smacking Jericho around with the steel chair here. Then he grabs another chair because he's allowed to in this match. He then gets caught in the corner. Jericho delivers like some 10 punches and then like a Rana out of the corner. Looked great. But Shawn Spears hits a chair to the spine, and then he's teeing up batter to swing at his head. But he gets dropped into the walls of Jericho. But he wants to tap. He's struggling. Tully with the distraction. But out comes Sammy Guevara to a super red hot.
Maybe the biggest reaction tonight,
Crazy.
to be honest. Really loud for Sammy.
He stops Tully and gets in a pitter-patter with him. Shawn Spears hits the C4 on Jericho, but he kicks out. He then goes for the C4 with the chair then on top of Jericho. Jericho gets out of it, throws Shawn into a chair that was stuck in the turnbuckle, and then nails him with the Judas effect. And Jericho beats his first labor here by beating the chairman. Shawn Spears.
Chairman. Yeah, this was all right. The crowd were really into it and really into Jericho and the Sammy spot. The match was fine. They both can work. It's always Spears. He feels out of place. He doesn't feel at the level they necessarily put him at. But that's, I guess, why he's the first fall guy.
Right.
During these labors of Jericho. It was okay.
Yeah, I got into it. Definitely watching with the crowd makes things sound and feel bigger and everything. But I can get into the story with Jericho. It's like realistically, Jericho and MJF doesn't sound like the greatest match. You have my attention and everything. We've seen it before and it was fine. But the story, I'm like, all right, I'll give it a go. It's pro wrestling. Let's go. What are we gonna get? Jericho versus MJF. What's he gonna do next? And then they definitely got my attention with what they did next, because MJF is pretty pissed off that Shawn Spears lost, but he's kind of knew in the back of his head that might have happened. So he grabs the mic and says, if it wasn't for Sammy the Simp coming out here, your young boy, with the interaction with Tully, then maybe you wouldn't have won. So you know what? No more Inner Circle people are allowed. No one's allowed to help you out. If there's interference, you instantly lose. That's part of the stipulations going forward. And next week, you're going to be facing someone one-on-one. No interference, just a one-on-one, no DQ match against this man. And he starts naming this person's attributes, like saying like what he fucking almost killed.
Robbed a bank, was technically dead for 8 minutes.
Robbed
or whatever
a bank
it is.
with no mask on, no freaking mask on. And that's when I was like, wait a second, that sounds familiar. I watched those Dark Side of the Ring documentaries. And yes, out comes Nick freaking Gage. To all our shock and horror, he's here.
Yeah, I was not expecting this.
No.
But just shows Tony Khan knows how to put on a show that I think is entertaining to casuals, but he really treats diehards, diehard fans. Bringing in someone like Nick Gage, very interesting.
Yeah. Big shocker. Obviously, he's gotten the internet buzz with the whole Cardona, the Dark Side of the Ring, obviously.
Well, on Slammiversary, Don Callis called Kenny more deathmatchy than
the
Gage.
king of the deathmatch.
King of the deathmatch, and called out Nick Gage.
I noticed
so
that.
now Gage is in, not signed, but he's making an appearance in AEW. We might get that Kenny match. Anything seems possible now.
Yeah. Money talks, I guess. Did Tony get his bigger allowance than he thought this time around?
Something like that,
He's
I think.
Huh. All right. Yeah, I can afford this now. It's great. Thank you, Tony.
Do you think it's
wrestling god?
If you hit 1 million again, we'll throw you a bit more. So they hit 1 million last week, and then he's going, Chavo, I'm gonna get Nick Gage.
Yeah. It's weird because the Mox has the whole thing with Gage, which I assume they're going to go to. And then we got Cardona and Gage, which is happening soon. So I guess Cardona's got to take his title.
Isn't that this weekend?
Is it?
It's soon, right?
It must be, yeah. Good way to promote it.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be like, A, oh my God, this is nuts. Or 2, who's this guy? And then you look him up and you go, oh, okay. So, yeah, it's a win-win. Saturday, yeah.
But yeah, so this is next week, Nick Gage, Jericho. Very interested in that.
No DQ.
Yeah.
Yeah, super hyped. This guy is he's not quite my style. Nick Gage is...
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, he's very extreme. But in doses, and I think on TV, there's only so far you can go on TV. So I think we're going to see.
But isn't that what's exciting?
Yeah, exactly.
It's someone's allowing Nick Gage to
100%.
go on live TV.
Yeah.
Very interested.
He robbed a bank without a freaking mask.
Yeah. Could this be the end of AEW next week?
I don't know how Jericho is going to beat this guy. He's really got to do something extreme if Jericho wants to beat this guy. I wonder what it could be.
I don't think of Nick Gage as this unstoppable monster. He's a Mick Foley, you know? Yeah. He'll put himself through everything, but Jericho can beat him.
Gage will put Jericho through a lot of pain, but we'll see if...
Jericho's getting the pizza cutter, for sure.
Yeah. Gage is just chilling out here with the pizza cutter. I'm like, yo, calm down. Sammy Callahan?
Yeah, he got it back
cutter?
from Sammy.
Yeah, jeez. Violence and wrestling. I'm here for it. Listen to our Best Match Ever free edition, Best Death Match Ever. We talk all about disgusting death matches that were fucking sick to watch.
On this very feed.
Yeah, go search down if you have it. With Damian Abraham. Shout out Damian. Love him. I'm sure he's buzzing about this Nick Gage.
Probably.
Gotta get him on. You gotta get him on a show. Best Match Ever, Nick Gage.
I want to know what Benno's reaction was.
Does he love Nick Gage?
Oh, yeah.
What is Nick Gage's what's his MDK?
MDK, murder, death, kill, isn't it? Murder, death club, something.
Yeah. MDK.
Yeah.
Bitches. That's right. MDK BDE.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. We go to a video from Miro talking about the TNT Championship and that he is God's favorite champion and he's a fighting champion. So it sounds like he's not doing a challenge tonight, but the open challenges are still coming forward, and we're going to be seeing some in the next few weeks. But yeah, I'm totally interested in seeing Miro fight a lot of these like young guys.
Yeah, and I could see us having things like not a Nick Gage, but like they did with Eddie Kingston and Ricky Starks before they were signed, bringing names on from the indies to challenge Miro, perhaps. Cool. I always like the open challenge thing.
Nick Gage showed up tonight, which got a big pop, but the Devil in Your Six showed up on Dynamite tonight, meaning Luke Gallows, the Good Brothers TNA music. We love this. If you watched, what was their WrestleMania thing? Not WrestleMania.
Oh, Talkin' Shopomania?
Talkin' Shopomania. This song is used a lot in it, and it's great. The Devil in Your Six.
The Devil in Your Six.
Yeah, it's good. That sounds like Cartman singing. So Luke Gallows is going up against the elite hunter, Frankie Kazarian. He's got some new music. It actually bangs. It's like Motley Crue or something.
So we have a friend who thinks Frankie Kazarian is just trying to be Randy Orton.
Right.
So he changed his look tonight as well.
To look more like Randy
He just
Orton?
wants to be like Christian.
Oh, the tights.
His tights, but he grew out facial hair a little bit as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants to have tights and facial hair.
Just try and be Frankie.
He is Frankie. He's got new music though.
He does.
So that's a good thing to be Frankie. Just being Frank with you. So Kazarian versus Gallows because he's an elite hunter. Gallows has some control and Frankie keeps escaping, flying around him, but there's a boot to the face as they go to picture-in-picture, and Gallows continues to work on him there. When we come back, Kazarian fights back, hits his springboard leg drop to Gallows for a near fall, and then Gallows just eventually counters a move and hits him with the sit-out choke bomb and pins him.
Did Anderson get involved at all?
He may have gone up on the apron, which seemed like everyone did tonight, but
yeah, this didn't do a whole lot for me, and surprising seeing Kazarian win. I think Kazarian lose here, because you assume he's gonna kind of try and fight each member, perhaps. So odd, I think Anderson jumped up on the apron, but still, it was very sudden. Yeah. Wasn't a lot to like beat him.
It's very strange that this gimmick is the elite hunter, which I don't think is a good idea in the first place. So maybe this is them axing it right away, dead on arrival. But yeah, after the match, Don Callis comes out with Kenny Omega, the Elite, and Kenny Omega says the elite hunter has now become, and then he like slips up his words, and Callis is like, this is the line, and he's like, the hunted. I almost don't know if this was deliberate or not.
I think it was deliberate. He was just being weird.
Yeah,
but it was kind of funny.
He's always fucking around out there. Kenny Omega is the 4chan of wrestling.
Right.
100%. There's then Hangman Page who comes out because he doesn't want to see these guys beat down on.
Well, yeah, they're all attacking Kazarian.
Yeah, they're all beating down on him after Kenny says this. So Hangman comes out with a drink in hand, and they say to him, "Are you stupid or just drunk?" And well, Hangman doesn't like this and starts to take out the Good Brothers as Kenny and Don duck. And it's a 2-on-1 beatdown, but the Dark Order show up for the save, which is hyping up their match next week, the 5-on-5, I guess Eliminator match, Survivor Series match, if you will. And title ramifications are on the line. But, this didn't move the needle too much, but it's still got enough to remind you that this is next week.
I'm looking forward to this 10-man, absolutely. And I like that Kenny and Hangman still haven't touched yet. Hangman looked way more drunk than usual. It was worth noting.
Oh, some good selling.
Yeah, he was staggering around a little more. I don't think they're going to be axing this Kazarian thing. It was puzzling, but with the beatdown after, I do feel like we'll have him challenge Kenny on TV.
Kazarian? Okay, yeah.
Like just a small TV match.
Sure.
I can see that happening, and I think that's where the beatdown was. But yeah, still very into this Kenny Hangman thing.
yeah, after next week, which I know that match just sounds great. So I'm super into that. Hangman Page had the tweet of the week, in my opinion, this week, which was just yesterday. And the tweet was, if you work piss in a bottle hard for long enough, then you too can watch your boss's boss, tax cheat boss, go on a 10-minute almost space vacation. AEW Dynamite tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Amazing.
Big fan of the space race.
Yeah.
Hangman. Yeah. Any update on the space thing? Are people still in space? Have they come back? I don't know.
Yeah, I've lost interest.
Like, if we're not going to space, then who cares?
Didn't someone went to space like 50 years ago?
If there's no aliens, I'm really not interested.
Yeah.
Like, until we find the aliens. So maybe going to space is a good way to test it out.
Maybe.
Yeah. We talk a lot of that on What's
Yeah,
Next.
it was next. I think we talk about space.
Talk about a lot of things on going into space.
Not too much about the episode, but...
No, we did.
Actually, it was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah, cheap plug right now. It's shameless. It's Clash of the Champions. What's next? Big E versus Brad Maddox.
Bo Dallas versus Wade Barrett.
Main event, yeah. Oh, actually, sick fucking match. AEW
AJ Lee versus Caitlyn.
Yeah. Neville versus Cesaro.
Yes.
Which is like legit a sleeper hit from NXT from 2013. Like, Pac, Neville, he's doing some crazy shit in this match. Highly recommend. Probably the best match we've seen on.
I think so. It's up there,
yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. It's the beginning of that Cesaro NXT run in 2013 and stuff. So listen to that show on our Patreon.
And we talk about space.
Yeah. That's right. Good plug. Thank you.
You're welcome. You okay?
Yeah. We go to Ricky Starks, Team Taz. Ricky Starks is super happy that he won the FTW title. So next week, he's going to have a celebration. And he's personally... he's not personally inviting Brian Cage, which upsets Brian Cage. So they go to him separate. He's not with them. And they're like, hey, we just played you this video where it's like, hey, I got a party. You're not coming. So Brian Cage says, I love celebrations. So clearly, he's going to go.
Ricky Starks is going to go in a cake. You know, it's going to be stuff set up in the ring, and Cage throws things around, and
damn,
yeah,
okay. We go to Wheeler Yuta, going up against Darby Allin, and Darby's taped up because he
coffin dropped a coffin.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see him wrestle so soon here, because he hurt himself last week. Like,
it's live crowds now. They want to see ya.
I guess. Like,
you can't be selling injuries anymore.
Yeah.
There are live crowds to go to.
I guess so, but damn, they're making him work, this guy. So Darby comes out with his dad Sting ringside, and Wheeler Utah's kind of got his boy Orange Cassidy, who's kind of like been in his corner and supporting him and everything. So, and we've seen Utah, and he's pretty... I keep saying Utah, but I think it's Yuta.
Yeah.
Because we just did Point Break, and I keep having Johnny Utah in my head, but it's Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler Yuta.
Not Johnny Utah.
I know he would understand my mess up, but I think he's sick. I think Wheeler Yuta is sick. So Utah is like fast here. He's like jumping all around. We've seen like his like almost lucha. I think JR and Tony on commentary kind of compare him to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and I definitely get those vibes. He's doing like the arm drag stuff. Yeah, it looked great.
Had a really nice bridge on his German as well.
Very technical and quick. There's Utah who gets drop kicked and then locks Darby into this like flying octopus abdominal stretch, and then Orange Cassidy on the outside and Sting kind of have a little interaction.
Oh, this was great.
This was probably the highlight of the whole show.
Absolutely.
Sting walks over to Orange Cassidy. They look at each other, and Orange does the whole hands in the pocket bit, and then starts to do the
lazy kicks.
The lazy kicks, and the crowd are selling it. It's great. Sting then does it back, and then Sting does his Sting chest pound, but it's like the laziest, like
just a lazy little arm tap of his chest. It was great. So good.
This was hilarious. I watched it like 3 times.
Yeah, not a combination I'd ever think I'd see, but
now we gotta get the match.
Sting and Orange Cassidy, loved it.
All out.
Sting and Orange Cassidy, why not?
This was so funny. I absolutely loved it.
Doing this in a tennis stadium, that'd be fun.
Hell yeah. I think pro wrestling can be silly sometimes, and this is one of those moments. But oh my god,
These are two baby faces though as well, so they're just playing along.
yeah. So unfortunately, took away from this match, which was pretty quick. Anyways, Darby eventually hits the stun dog and lays out Yuta, and then hits the coffin drop to beat him. But the highlight, I'm sorry, was Sting doing that.
I found it funny on commentary because Excalibur, he said last week, he kept on saying this week. Wheeler Yuta, the protege of Orange Cassidy, trained by Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. And then just in this match, JR goes, so, why is he with Orange Cassidy? What's the connection here between Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy? And Excalibur's like, well, as I've said, he's the protege of... It's like JR just woke up in the middle, like, who the fuck is this guy and why is Orange Cassidy out here? Love you, JR.
On WWE Dynamite.
Where am I?
So Darby wins, and maybe we'll get Darby versus Orange.
Darby and
we've
Orange
seen
at
it
some
before,
point.
yeah.
But he's taken out after
Oh,
the
right.
match.
Sorry. Yes. Orange Cassidy is then attacked from behind from his opponent tonight, the Blade and the Bunny. And it looks like Orange Cassidy's injured and he won't be able to be in this match.
Oh, no.
But more on that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worried about him. I hope he's okay.
Really raised my excitement for this Blade Orange Cassidy match.
He's gonna. What do you do when you skin the you peel an orange like you make for drinks?
Yeah.
And you make it all like fancy. Mm-hmm. That's what he's gonna do. The blade. Cut up the orange.
I see.
Yeah, I tried. We go to Moxley and Archer. It's a little video for their main event tonight, the Texas Death Match here in Texas. And
Yeah, lots of clips from their Tokyo Dome match. Really sold it. Yeah, they're hyping up the main event, and I think they do a good job with these videos and kind of promising violence as well.
yeah, it's cool that they can use New Japan stuff. Like, remember when
absolutely.
Nagata came in? It's like they're just showing clips. It's like, yeah, this is sick. This is great. We're so used to being like bossed around and everything's WWE where nothing else happens if it's not here, and it's so fresh. It's different. We go to someone who's a member of the Bullet Club who's been hanging around. Hikuleo, who is the son of, is it Meng?
Yeah, Haku.
Yeah, Haku. Sorry.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Brother of Tangaloa and Tamatonga.
Oh, so he's a good brother. He's a god brother.
God, yeah.
Yeah, damn. Okay, interesting. So they say that he will be getting the first title shot against the winner of tonight's IWGP United States Championship match, meaning Archer or Moxley.
Yeah, awesome. I love this, bringing in guys from other places. And, I mean, we keep on saying it's weird. Like, so many people on this show, on the Impact show the other day, it's fresh, as you said.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to not having this.
Yeah, exactly. It feels weird. WWE used to do stuff like this. They used to be like, hey, ECW's hot right now. Let's bring in some guys and cause some shit. It helps everyone out because we seem cool because we're doing it, and it helps everyone on that end too. So, yeah. So check out him on New Japan Strong as well. But he will be wrestling next week on this show, it seems, which is great.
Yeah, I've not really seen... He's a name I hear a lot, but I can't say I've watched a whole lot of Hikuleo.
Yeah. We go to a women's championship match. The champion, Britt Baker, DMD, defending against the challenger, Nyla Rose. So Nyla, the former champ, she's been on this reign of terror. She powerbombed Britt through a table, and Vicky is her manager, and she's going to take the title back where it belongs. But Britt Baker is a star when you watch this, because the crowd. This is one of the loudest pops of the night.
Oh yeah, the crowd love her.
Yeah, definitely. You love to see it because it's like such an evolution of this character.
And Rebel's back as well.
Yes, on crutches.
And got a great reaction as well. This team just works. It seemed such an odd pairing to me at the beginning, but organically, I'm sure they're great friends out of this because you see their chemistry, and it's obviously working because the crowd love these two.
She's a babyface.
Oh, completely.
For now, at least.
Completely.
Yeah. I love seeing Rebel coming out. Great. So Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose. Did you see Tony Schiavone was like at a Target or a Walmart, and he was shopping for toothpaste.
Okay.
So he FaceTimed Britt to ask her, like, should I get this one? Should I get
Okay.
this one? Is this approved? And she had to make sure it was approved by the DMD. He's like, all right. I don't remember which one he picked, but I'm sure it was a good
Interesting.
choice. It's probably like Crest.
Do you think our Dollarama toothpaste is approved?
I don't know, but like last week, I went to brush it was like 2 weeks ago, I went to brush my teeth and there was no toothbrush. And then you came home and you're like, I'm so sorry. I used your toothpaste, but I got more. And then you literally like unload a plastic bag of like 8 toothpaste.
Different types of toothpaste.
Why did you do this?
It's like, take your pick. We don't need to get toothpaste ever again. We got toothpaste.
It's like you felt so guilty for using probably like a drop and you're like, I got you. And you dropped like, we have toothpaste for like probably the year.
It's great.
Yeah, I don't know why you...
Just, if things go into lockdown again,
we're ready.
we're going to start a toothpaste shortage next
All right.
time. Okay?
What else can you do with
Well,
toothpaste?
toilet rolls was so last year.
Yeah, toilet
So
paper.
start spreading rumors, hey guys, get your toothpaste.
Toilet paper's still more important. What
But
happens if you don't have it?
It's like the stocks. Like the more things are bought, the more popular it gets. So if we
Okay.
hoard all the toothpaste,
So now that like the world's coming back, where would you put some money in stocks? Like what will people start using again? That was like down because of the pandemic.
I'd say entertainment kind of
Yeah.
things. I mean, I don't really know what I'm talking about,
No.
but I would imagine like entertainment
Yeah.
would start being good again.
All right.
Why?
WWE,
WWE, maybe.
right?
Yeah,
Probably making money.
you can't buy stock in AEW.
Not yet.
Not yet.
One day. The way I buy stock is buying their pay-per-views, buying their merch, supporting them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. We start off this match, Baker, Rose. Nyla, of course, throwing her around, and Britt's getting beat up. There's a commercial break early on. Britt Baker's doing wrestling moves while the commercials are playing, and there's a Lil Baby like Sprite commercial where it's like his music is rap. What's your favorite Lil Baby song?
Little Baby song.
Never mind. It's interesting when you have the picture-in-picture and like there's music or something like the audio
Right.
while you're still trying to watch the wrestling. It's like, all right, that's weird. So when they come back, Britt Baker hits a beautiful side Russian leg sweep. I know you like that one. There was a cannonball in the corner missed by Nyla, a backslide attempt, and the ref counts 1. He counts 2. He counts 3, but just calls it a 2. A little bit of a slip up there. But the match...
And boos from the crowd
Yeah.
here. They didn't let this one go.
Yeah, I mean, slipping up in a pandemic era, no crowd sort of thing, it's forgiving because there's no one there. But I guess they're bloodthirsty, these crowds.
I was wondering, because it's calling attention to it, but also, I guess because it was the heel getting pinned who didn't get pinned, it works to kind of add heat to them.
I guess.
But realistically, come on. Did you want the match to just finish
No,
here?
of
You'd be
course
way
not.
more mad if
Yeah.
you accidentally had the pin. And yeah, it sucks because it takes your belief out of it for a sec. But yeah, come on. You want to see the rest of the match.
But like when we go back and watch ECW for like our best matches ever or whatever, the crowd then you slip up
you
on the
fucked
rope.
up.
Yeah, you fucked up. You get yelled at, and like I always thought that was kind of mean, but
Yeah.
that was the luck of the draw. So this kind of pisses off the crowd here in Dallas, but they get them back. There's more boos, but then Britt hits a DDT for a near fall, goes for the lock job, but Nyla gets out of it. Nyla hits a deadly Death Valley driver for a near fall, and then hits her flying knee drop, which we've seen her beat people with, but it's only a 2 count. Britt comes back, the shake, rattle, and roll, the swinging neck breaker, and a low super kick for a 2. Ends up getting a choke slam, but then goes for a running crucifix, and almost like deja vu. It was kind of just like that backslide, where it wasn't quite sure whose shoulders were down or what the ref was really counting. And this, again, kind of pissed off the crowd for a hot second. But Britt resets it all by hitting the running stomp and then another one to Nyla, and the crowd liked that. This is where I think there's Vicky Guerrero's on the outside. We got Reba there as well. Reba gets up on the apron and gives Britt the title, and then Britt does the Eddie Guerrero, throws the title to Nyla, drop down, but Vicky, being a Guerrero, saw it coming, so swaps the positions, and therefore Nyla does the Guerrero spot, and the ref
She
turns
also
around.
stops the ref from turning.
Yeah.
She sees what happens.
Right, so when the ref looks around like, what are you doing? And Britt's like, I didn't do it, so throws the title away and ends up getting the Beast Bomb from Nyla. but kicks out, which was a big pop from the crowd. Britt somehow gets back up. She does this crazy like float over counter chain wrestling thing that ends up into the lockjaw again, and this time with the glove on in the mouth, mandible claw. Nyla's got nowhere to go and eventually taps out, and Britt Baker, DMD, retains.
This match didn't particularly work for me, unfortunately. I think it's a testament to Britt how over she is, because the near falls at the end, the crowd were really getting into, and they were getting into the story of the match. And I think it actually, as much as interference often annoys me, I felt the interference here was quite entertaining and actually got me more interested in it. Nyla's a bit hit and miss, because I've seen some matches I've actually really liked with her. I think her and Shida's matches were pretty good. Here, Britt Baker was trying to wrestle her a bit more, and a lot of those roll-ups just didn't look good at all. There was not really any strength behind them from Britt, and Nyla was really struggling actually to kick out of them. And I think maybe Nyla's more impressive when she's doing a lot of the power stuff and then getting chopped down with more strikes, and that's maybe why the Shida match worked more. But there were just some awkward moments, quite a lot throughout the match.
Yeah, I like Britt and Nyla. I agree. There's been some matches I actually really got into, but for the most part, I don't think I'm a big fan. But there was some stuff in this that I was getting into for real, and even after the like slip ups, I still was into like the Beast Bomb, the Vicky spot. That was the best thing Vicky's done in years with this spot. Where like, oh, you're not doing that. That you know who did that, and that was my guy. You don't think I know how to?
And it works with Britt, who plays a heel that we like.
Yeah.
So her doing something cheeky, taking her dead husband's move in front of her, is a real dick thing to do.
Right.
But we like her for it.
If she was super heel and this was not Nyla Rose and some white hot baby face who's in the spot, like a Tay Conti in this baby face position, it would be boos, because people would be like, 100%. How could you be doing that to Vicky, who's but the opposite?
That's what I mean. I think this match kind of recovered from some bad stuff because of how over Britt Baker is, and people being into her, and people wanting to see her win and want the heels to get the comeuppance.
Yeah.
So it got a good reaction, and it was enjoyable, if not the best like technical match in the world.
Yeah. I still think Britt is one of their biggest stars. Full stop here in this company. This reaction is great.
I can't wait for that Pittsburgh show.
Yeah. Honestly.
They'll do something big with her there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. She's someone I think like can not only like they've worked on this character for quite a while, and if you've been following, it's great. But as like their main woman star, their champion, she would draw in new fans instantly, I think. So I like seeing her. Wasn't the best outing, but I still got into this match. We see next week is Fight for the Fallen Fest. And
Fight for the Fallen Fest.
And it's going to have a tag team match that I think we've all been waiting for, and it's finally going to happen. FTR versus PNP, Proud and Powerful. And this is kind of like a sit-down interview where they're at different tables backstage somewhere, filmed earlier today, I presume. And Dax the Axe says, look, we know what it's like. We all grew up poor. We all grew up through hard times. And they're interrupted by Proud and Powerful, and Santana says, you're just a pit stop to our title run that we deserve. We haven't seen the titles yet, and we're going for them. And then Santana starts talking. He pulls out a photo. You see this, and it's a picture of his mom at 15 when she had him, Santana. He pulls out documents of like their first house and being kicked out and evicted and all this stuff, and talking about the Bronx. And Dax then interrupts him and says, there's only 3 things I care about: God, my family, and professional wrestling. Huge pop. Fuck, I love that line. Fuck, who originally said that?
How long before that's on a shirt?
No, that's someone else. Someone said that before. Is it Dusty or Terry Funk or... It's someone. Yeah, it's someone else's line, but amazing. And this starts off like they want to scuffle. They're going to do it, but they're going to wait till next week finally, the tag team match. That should be the main event. Give them 30 minutes, please.
Yeah. Oh, this match is going to be great. And I think the using just Dax and Santana, both of them are really good promos. And I don't think the other two necessarily needed to talk here. We've seen Ortiz and Wheeler talk, and they're fine. But to actually really heat up this match, Dax just sounds great all the time. Santana brings a real emotion to it, and I actually really liked him bringing up his family here and his history. But at the end of the day, this is the match I want to see, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I hope they don't. I feel like they could do a screwy finish, and then you get a rematch at All Out if you want to stretch it out that long. But one of these teams could just win and be the. Oh wait, no! If the winners of the Dark Order, if the Dark Order win, they get
title shot as well.
So I mean, there's that for All Out.
Yeah, well, we've got so much TV before then as well, and they do load up these TV shows. So, tag scene, I'm not quite sure what you do there for All Out, but I imagine Dark Order and Bucks is going to be on TV, and then you think, what winner of this is for the Bucks? Is what you?
I want to see Proud and Powerful versus the Bucks.
Yeah,
with them switching who's bad guys and so forth. So that's the match I'm interested in. I'd say so. PMP should win.
Yeah.
Or
it'll just be Bryan and Punk.
There you go. Yeah, versus that's the one match they'll come. It's like when Rock came back. I'm coming out of retirement for what? Why are you coming out of retirement? To wrestle R-Truth and The Miz. Oh, okay.
So you're comparing R-Truth and The Miz to the Young Bucks?
No, but
I thought you liked the Young Bucks.
I do. I'm just like that is a match we go to.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Maybe I could be wrong. Unless you somehow add the story of Punk comes out and the Young Bucks say, "You were the indie guy, we're the indie guys, fuck out of here," and I'd buy into it. But it's the Bucks versus Dark Order is now got to be the thing. You got to get me hyped for All Out.
Oh yeah, we're getting that match for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not saying I love the Young Bucks. I'm just saying I think should it be Dark Order? I noticed the graphic for the match next week is Hangman and the two tag teams, which we mentioned would probably be the right pick. So Reynolds, Silver,
and Grayson and Uno.
Yeah. So if they win, which team gets to go?
I think it will be Grayson and Uno.
Yeah.
They're the number one tag team there, even though the other two have become way more popular.
Yeah.
But I think also that's something we've seen a bunch of those matches. I can see it being something the four guys want to do because they've had so many matches all over the place.
Yeah.
And might want like a big title match on TV.
And the Dark Order should win.
I don't think so.
The Dark Order will win earlier in the night to make everyone think Hangman's winning.
Right.
But
Hangman loses.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of the plan. It's all coming together. So, we go to our next segment, which is Andrade El Idolo. He's with Tony Schiavone in the middle of the ring. You said something to me when he was walking down, because they're like, here's this interview segment again. And I'm like, oh, didn't he just talk last week? And what did you say?
The guy who we all know has sick matches, can wrestle really good, but can't really speak English all too well, has been speaking every single week.
He's had one match.
He's had more managers than matches in this company.
Oh my God. Yeah. Andrade comes out, but he's got someone, his lawyer, his buddy, his pal, his compadre. He's with Tony, and am I crazy, or is it he has a new theme as well? Or did I already say it? I feel like...
I can't remember what his old one was.
Yeah. I liked his WWE one.
He did have a good theme.
Yeah. So he says, everyone take it easy, tranquilo, which definitely got everyone's attention right away. He says, I have a surprise for everyone. And his lawyer speaks to Tony, and Tony Schiavone looks a little shocked. And he goes, apparently I'm welcoming down to the ring now Andrade's new associate executive consultant, Chavo Guerrero. Ooh, Chavo. And then Kerwin White comes down to the ring, and he's here. Chavo is here.
A bit of a surprise.
Yeah, definitely. I love Chavo.
Tony's definitely just throwing his money around at this point.
All of it
does feel like there was a bonus, and there was just, let's get Chavo, let's get this guy. Fuck it, let's have Hikaleo on TV.
Yeah.
Nick Gage. But I don't... Andrade needs some sort of mouthpiece. The guy can talk, he can speak English, but he's not particularly clear, and it's obviously a challenge for him, and it's something he wants to work on. But now we've got the live crowds as well who can really react. It can throw you off, and I felt Andrade seemed a bit thrown off at times when there were chants going.
Yeah.
And of course, if I had to remember something in another language, you need to be very confident to be able to control that. So he definitely needs someone. Vicky doesn't feel like that main event manager for him, but we're keeping it kind of in the Guerrero. So I like it, and I think Chavo is a great talker and can work really well with him. So surprise, but I don't hate it.
He upgraded his Guerrero to Chavo, meaning, like, no disrespect to Vicky, but he's a wrestler. Vicky doesn't know too much about wrestling. Chavo was a wrestler. So I like Chavo. I like Chavo in this. There was a turn in your dark period of wrestling when Chavo turned on Ray, like oh, you used Eddie's death and got famous and became champ, and like, what about me? I'm a Guerrero. Like, I should have been whatever. And like that era, Chavo was lit. Like he quickly got like clowned and lost to Kane in like 10 seconds or something like that.
That was at Mania, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got kicked in the Gulf of Mexico by CM Punk. So maybe that's what Punk's coming back for that rematch.
Punk Chavo?
Yeah. Chavo doesn't get the love he did. What did he do in NXT? Did he have a horsey? He had a horse?
That was in NXT?
No, in WCW. Sorry, not NXT.
Oh, yeah.
WCW.
Yeah, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wrestling's been weird. Don't ever forget it.
Had those great matches on Talk and Shopper Mania.
Yeah. He had great matches on SmackDown. Is he part of the SmackDown 6?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Is Chavo really the SmackDown 6?
It was Benoit, Eddie, Edge, Ray, Angle, Brock. Yeah.
Sorry, Chavo.
Oh, so Eddie's not. No, Eddie's.
Yeah, Eddie's
in it.
Sorry, Chavo.
Huh. Was it Brock?
Because Brock's like running the shit, so
yeah,
you would watch
but was
for
he?
those 6.
Who were the SmackDowns?
Those were the stars.
We still got to do that show with Way.
Way has agreed to do a best match ever SmackDown 6. Well, we first got to figure out who the SmackDown 6 are.
Rey Mysterio, Edge, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, and Chavo Guerrero.
Dude, I'm telling you, he was fire in that era. The Guerreros, those segments, the Guerrero OG segments when they're like on the golf course and like doing all those things, those were fucking fire. Like, yeah. Chavo, I don't want to see him wrestle. Doesn't look like he's going to be wrestling, but that's fine.
He still wrestles.
Does he wrestle?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let him wrestle, though. So he's the new mouthpiece for Andrade, and, well, he's out here, and he says that this company is amazing. He baby faces it for a second, and then kind of like flips it, gets a little cheeky, and says that he's here in Dallas, Texas, and the crowd goes wild for Chavo, obviously the Guerrero family from Texas. And he says that Andrade is clearly the best wrestler in here. He's the best, he's the most talented, there's no one else. And this is where they are interrupted by the Death Triangle, who Andrade pretty much called out last week on the show. And out come Penta, Rey Fenix, Alex, and Pac. What a team. This
Alex
crew.
in his... Yeah. It's his outfits that make me laugh, because he clearly doesn't dress like this.
No,
I don't think.
He doesn't. Not at all. Love him. So these guys come out, and they got some bones to pick with Andrade here. Zero Miedo chants ring out here in Dallas. And they say that... Well, Andrade seems pissed that these guys, like, interrupt him now. Like, oh, and he starts saying, like, you're interrupting me and everything. And this is where Chavo pretty much shuts them down before they can even say anything and says, we're all speaking Spanish and we can understand 2 languages. Sorry, you can't, Pac. So like, here, let me, like, kind of calling him done, and the crowd boo him. And he's like, no, I'm not burying Pac. Like, everyone knows you're talented, but you just, like, Andrade doesn't think you guys are good enough right now, and they're kind of like confused of what's happening. And Andrade says, like, you no longer work for him, you should work for me. He doesn't even say you should.
He says
you work for
like
me.
Your waists look empty. You need something shiny around there, which basically Pac is holding you back, and if you come with me, we can all be like champions and have championship gold.
Why work for Pac when you can work for Andrade? And he's putting this question into their head when Alex does the Penta says, and Penta's getting upset. But it's Andrade's just saying, look, it doesn't matter what you guys are saying. You're hanging around this guy, and he sucks when you could be here. I think it's Penta, or is it Rey Fenix, who say, oh, you want to be the face of Latinos? We're the face of Latinos. Like, so you're stepping to us. You're coming into our territory. Get the hell out of here. But it seems like it's it's Pac who says, Andrade, I don't know what planet you think you're on, but we're not just family. We're a brotherhood. And this is when Penta says, why would we join a group with you when you're not on our level? So this seems like they're going to set up something. When he's getting fired up, Andrade is, and says, tranquilo again, meaning everyone calm down, chill, and says, looky. And then it looks like they're about to like fight and brawl as the Death Triangle approach the ring, but referees come down and kind of separate. It's calm though, but there's no fist thrown or anything, but it's calm, and the Death Triangle walk off. But that's where they leave this hanging for now, and it looks like hopefully maybe they're doing what I kind of said last week, where why not just have Andrade work with these guys, like be their
with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah. The face of Latinos.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting story, and I think there's going to be great matches coming out of this, great combinations. And I could see that, but I do feel I kind of want Penta and Phoenix to be separated.
Oh, really?
Like I think both there are big opportunities as singles, and I feel we're a few years into AEW now, and we haven't really had those big, like, Phoenix main events that we should be having. And same with Penta. And to move them into another group, I feel these guys have been hopping from group to group to group.
Yeah, but if something's not really like clicking, like, yeah, Death Triangle's sick because it's 3 sick wrestlers, but like if you could make something even like slicker work, then like why not do it? And I feel like what we're gonna get here, and they did a little bit of it. AEW, whoever's in charge, they're so good at tiny little things. Just in wrestling, they're good at things. Because Dakota Kai last night on NXT did it too. But there's a spot where like they go to climb the rope, and it's almost as if like they're gonna turn on him or let him go in.
The positioning
then,
where they
it's
are,
all about
it looks
positioning
like it's going to be a
right?
turn.
So,
I like the idea of this feud. This segment didn't really do it for me.
Right.
It was nice to have confirmation that kind of this is the story we're doing. Like these guys mixing up. Okay, that's cool. But I felt it was a bit clunky. Just obviously it's difficult because Andrade isn't English isn't his first language. So there was a bit of stepping over each other, and even the referees running out seemed a little late. And
yeah, they did.
so they were hesitant. They were climbing in, but they weren't charging to actually beat them up because the refs weren't there yet. So the actual segment felt a bit clunky. But yeah, the match is going to be good.
Chavo Guerrero's here. He's going to be the mouthpiece for this guy. I want this to... Maybe Andrade fights Penta one-on-one, which, holy shit, please do. Maybe he fights Phoenix one-on-one. Maybe he fights Pac, leading to believe they don't like this guy. But then all of a sudden, they turn and do the what did Cody Rhodes do with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Hardcore Holly? He was like champ. He was on the team with him, and then just turns on.
Oh, he was champion at the time and didn't want it.
Just like nah, and then beats up him and gets the titles again with Ted. But it's like they can trick Pac and then be like, all right, you know what? We do want to be with this guy, and you're out. And then that sets up Pac to then I don't know, find some friends and have some feuds and matches. Because any iteration of Pac and Andrade sounds bonkers.
That sounds great.
Book that for All Out.
And that's the match. That's the big feud here
All Out,
of this. It's those two, yeah.
That's what I would do. Have them turn on him before All Out, and then have him face him at All Out. But any iteration, 3-ways, and all that stuff, which again, another faction in AEW, which is super cool because you see people like Orange Cassidy with this up and comer, like enhancement dude, like almost like in his corner, like in his unit of the best friends team, essentially.
Yeah, it's kind of like the young boy thing we see in New Japan. So I like it. I like wrestlers being associated with people and
groups, factions. It makes sense. That's sport. Like
exactly. I don't like the Hardy Family Office thing. They're the one that I don't like the most, but still, it gives some sort of identity to everyone on your roster.
Well, we're going to have Rampage, and they got Dark and Elevation. We need to have a trios title, I think, in this company.
Okay.
It fits for this company, and I think it would make sense, because then there's so many more opportunities. Just a little bit of... It's a prop, a title, but adding like a stake in the story like adds...
Stuff to fight for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm super stoked for this Andrade thing. And I do kind of agree. Some of the things, he wasn't sure what to do when the crowd was like...
I almost felt Chavo actually took over.
Yeah.
Because we know AEW doesn't script. They're like, let them do it. And it felt like Chavo genuinely sensed Andrade got a little lost and then was like, right, let me take over.
Yeah.
Because Andrade just flipped into Spanish.
Yeah.
So I think maybe he did genuinely kind of forget his English lines and be like, I'm just going to say it in Spanish and someone's going to pick up for me.
So the team's going to be the Lucha Bros, Andrade, Chavo Guerrero, and Alex.
Mm-hmm. Alex comes over as well, yeah.
Why not? They might not need him now, but then Penta says. So
yeah.
Chavo could just start saying that. I want Chavo to turn up the heat here, no pun intended, Latino heat, but to the heel side a bit, because I think he could be mean. Say some funny things.
I mean, he was doing the big return, so he had to be babyface here, kind of. But.
I liked it. I like Chavo. Shout out Chavo and Kerwin White. We go to Christian, who's hanging out with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and they got a bone to pick with Hardy Family. Obviously, Christian beat him, but these guys and their nonsense and everything.
So Marco Stunt was attacked earlier.
Yeah, he was attacked. So they say, you attack Marco, you want to attack our boy, like, that's it. We're putting an end to the HFO for good, which everyone's like, please.
I hope that was an actual stipulation.
No, it's not. If Hardy Family loses,
they're done.
He's to disband.
Yeah.
We go to the factory. It's QT Marshall and Alex Marvez, who says, hey, guys, you poured a smoothie on Tony Schiavone, and that was pretty rude. You owe him an apology. What's going on with that? And they're like, oh, we're so sorry. Yeah, we'll have to give him that apology. We wouldn't do that to you, though, Alex. You wouldn't disrespect us. So QT says next week, Tony Schiavone in the middle of the ring, live on Dynamite. I'll give you your apology. So it kind of sounds a little scary.
He's going to do something mean, isn't he?
Pour more smoothie on him.
Yeah.
Is it true Aaron Solo lost a W in his last name?
Oh, has he?
I don't know. I was listening to Shot in the Dark.
I've not been able to watch it yet. Listen to it yet.
Yeah.
It is on YouTube, though, now.
Oh.
All of Shot in the Dark is on our YouTube channel.
Interesting.
Thank you to Dickie, who's kind of been tidying up our YouTube channel a bit.
God bless that man.
Yeah.
God bless John Cena, too. Covering Elevation, Dark, New Japan Strong, NXT UK, all the other shows you don't watch. Ring of Honor, MLW, NWA. Holy shit, there's a lot of wrestling.
So much.
That I don't watch.
And I saw this week's episode's like 11 minutes. I don't know how he does it all.
Don't know how. And he's got a kid.
He's got a kid.
Maybe. I think. I don't believe it now that he watches all this wrestling. How?
Yeah.
How can you do this?
We love you.
He's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen to Shot in the Dark. I know he loves The Factory. He's a big fan. He's a big Factory
Who
fan.
wouldn't be?
Yeah. I think Cena could rock a QT Marshall.
Bowling shirt?
Yeah.
I love this guy. This guy's great.
John Cena?
Yeah, but QT Marshall as well.
We go to your main event of the night. The Orange versus the Blade. Orange Cassidy, Blade. But Orange isn't showing up because he got beat up.
Yeah.
So the Blade's telling the ref he's there with the bunny, raise my hand, celebrate me, I won this match. But of course, Orange, I thought we were getting another debut. Just fuck it, why
Me
not?
too.
Trifecta. But Orange shows up and he attacks and the match starts here. So the Blade getting beat up by Orange Cassidy starts to sell his knee, and he's in a knee brace, and he's like, I can't, my knee. So the ref's checking on him, and it was a fake out, and he attacks Orange Cassidy and gets the heel heat, some of it. There's then a power bomb onto the top of the turnbuckle. So like while both guys are standing, he power bombs Orange Cassidy onto the turnbuckle, which bounces him to the outside. That spot looked crazy. You don't see that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
was
a buckle
nuts.
bomb. It was like a power bomb on the buckle, meaning you're going to bounce and fly.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy.
As they went to a break. When we come back, we get a Stun Dog Millionaire, the crazy satellite DDT from Orange. The Bunny tries to get involved up on the apron. The apron's a pretty popular
It's a hot place tonight, the apron.
Hot club. So hot right now. But Statlander shows up. The Bunny is attacked by the alien. Orange throws Blade into the Bunny at one point. Ringside, he ducks a punch and shoves him instead of taking the punch from Blade.
Yeah, well, just before that, Orange hits his tope and the Blade pulls Statlander in front. So
Right.
Orange hits Statlander and then the Blade hit the Bunny.
No. Well, Bunny's taken out. Even her ears get knocked off here. I hope she's okay. Get back into the ring. He goes for the beach braid, but that's countered. There's that corkscrew tombstone from the Blade. That's incredible. The name of the move.
Oh,
Just
yes,
incredible.
it is. Yes.
Or whatever Okada. If you see Okada do that move, he's pissed when he does the spinning one. Love a good corkscrew tombstone.
It's the jump as well.
Yeah,
That's scary.
It's lit. But it's only a 2 count. He's then hit with, yes, the beach break. But he kicks out because Orange was slow with the pin. He then is setting up for probably the Orange punch. But this is where the Bunny is fine and throws the Blade some knucks, which it looks like it flies completely out of the ring. And maybe someone had to throw it back in. I could be wrong, but I'll wait until the Botchamania comes out. He has the knucks, but Orange ducks it, takes them, and nails in with an Orange punch and pins him. And then after the match, puts them on and hits them with them anyways. Because that's what good guys do.
Yeah. Yeah. He deserved it.
Yeah.
This is Butcher injured?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like that they don't do the WWE thing where your partner's injured, so therefore you're forgotten about and you won't do anything until they're back. But I don't see the Blade at this level. I think he's a fine worker, but Orange Cassidy seems a bit higher than this, so I can't say I've particularly enjoyed this feud. But as it picked up towards the end, it did get my attention. I think they had quite a fun match, but I hope Orange Cassidy just moves on from this now.
Yeah, I think he will, unless they bring back the Butcher and then they do the thing. But the best friends are kind of injured right now. Trent is, right? So, yeah. This wasn't the most terrible thing I've seen, but you kind of knew where this was. You were not going to see the Blade beat Orange Cassidy.
What was interesting is we had the intergender match recently where there wasn't any kind of like man on woman stuff. But here both Orange Cassidy taking out Statlander and the Blade taking out Bunny, which isn't something we really see on TV at all.
Yeah.
So maybe testing the water a little to see what the reaction is, if there's any backlash from that. Maybe toying around the idea of doing an actual intergender match at some point.
Yeah, all right. They'll beat WWE to it. I mean, they did Ronda and Kurt, but it was kind of still like good match.
So every time it's the woman will get something in on the men.
Yeah.
Like that was Ronda throwing punches at Triple H.
Exactly.
Reginald, we've seen him wrestle the women, but he's just kind of flipping around and then they'll DDT him or something.
They've never
But this was the men. Like, this sounds weird me saying, but it was the men hitting the women here. So I reckon maybe this was a little feeler. What's the Twitter hate from this spot? And then see if we can maybe do a match.
Yeah. No, definitely something that's like on the indies. You go to the indies,
you see it all the time.
Yeah, it's all the time. And there's some women wrestlers that I've only seen Candice wrestle dudes until like NXT, I swear. I never watched her fight fight girls in the indies until WWE. I was like, oh, that's just something.
Yeah.
Lucha did it too. Lucha Underground.
Yes, yeah, they've done it.
Yeah, they've done a bunch there too. Super not against it. I think it's...
For me, I just saw Black Widow, and it's wrestling is superheroes and things, and we know it's scripted. I the thing is the domestic violence that can turn people the wrong way,
Well,
and
course.
I never see it as that.
Yeah.
And I think if it's done the right way, presented it the right way, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And there are definitely matches I'd like to see.
Yeah, someone else I talked about on the show, Alley Cat. She changed her name, Alley Catch. She's someone always you see on Twitter from all these like GCW, all these shows. She's killing these dudes. She got power bombed off the apron by some dude through like a table. It was insane. And I'm like, yeah, why can't you wrestle? Because you're awesome. Like when I'm watching you, you're crazy. You're amazing. So why can't we get maybe more of that? It's something I'm not against and that I would like to see. Done right though, right? Like you're not gonna book Hikaru Shida versus Brock Lesnar.
No, but you could do an Orange Cassidy or someone against. Also, AEW, they like to keep things as attractions. You know, we've only had one cage match. We've only done the one blood and guts so far, and I think something like that is an attraction. That you're not going to do it every week, but you could build and actually have a proper intergender match.
Yeah, 100%. And Chris Statlander and the Bunny. I've seen the Bunny, I think. What was her name? Cherry Bomb.
Right.
Yeah, definitely something. I didn't even think of that from watching this, but yeah, that's cool. We have an announcement next week on Dynamite at Fight for the Fallen Fest. There's gonna be an announcement from Tony Khan, who's gonna be announcing a special event. What is this special event? Is this the special show with TNA? And
Did they say event? I thought it was just a special announcement.
Oh no, I thought they said it was a special
Really?
event.
Okay.
Event announcement.
A special event announcement. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is actually Tony Khan coming out. We haven't really seen Tony Khan on Dynamite talking.
No. 9 days.
Yeah.
Dynamite. That's the last time.
So, what do you think this is?
Daniel Bryan.
Well,
CM
you just
Punk.
said it was an event.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. He's gonna announce a stadium show.
A stadium show. Another stadium show.
Is there a stadium show?
Arthur Ashe.
Yeah, bigger.
Bigger.
How many people at Arthur Ashe?
Is it 20,000?
Yeah,
Something
they're
like
gonna
that?
do 60,000.
60,000.
Give it a year to book.
The Rogers Center?
Yeah, all you gotta do to book this is Daniel Bryan or CM Punk is on it. You'll get 60 wrestling fans. I'll go. Fuck. Like the fact when All Out was like announced, it felt so amazing. Like as a fan, we watched certain past shows from different things, and you're like, oh man, that seems like it was a pivotal moment and it looked special to be there. We had to go to All Out. You'd probably say the same thing about them doing some sort of Mania style show
Interesting.
for AEW. Wouldn't you instantly go,
Oh, I'd love to go, for sure.
Yeah. Especially if you go. I said before, yeah, they could fill a stadium with Punk and Joe or Kota and Kenny, but now the characters have changed, and it's just put Daniel in a match, put Punk in a match, people will go.
Yeah.
100%. And maybe that's the announcement. Or maybe I'm totally off, and he's
We'll
just going to be
see.
like, hey,
We'll
we're going
see.
to Toronto, we're going to England, we're going to Saudi. I don't know where Tony Khan is going to do shows, but
It's
maybe-
just going to be Braun Strowman showing up, isn't it, instead, after all this?
Wow, that would be a fucking amazing swerve to fuck with people. Hey,
All these reports
Yeah.
are fake?
Not
They're
even
like
even-
fake reports leaked
no, not
out?
even fake, but like to fake you out before the big reveal.
I do like a fake. I like a little
Yeah.
shitty return or debut,
Yeah,
and then
to
it's
throw
like,
you off.
but here's the real one.
Yeah, Braun Strowman comes out and they're like, "What's this guy doing? The men among monsters. What's his thing?
Monster Among Men.
Yeah, and what's he doing in AEW?" And all of a sudden, flying knee out of nowhere, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Love it.
Final countdown, right?
Oh, they'll probably buy it for him, wouldn't they?
Yeah, he probably bought it right now.
Oh,
Probably
that's
bought it
true.
today. Final countdown for Bryan. I guess Punk obviously is cult of personality, but you could also do his. I saw people on Twitter were talking about his. What was his Ring of Honor one? Like AFI or something like that. But you would probably want to do cult of personality.
Yeah, it's whether he would. I mean, he came out in UFC to it as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's whether he worries
too-
it will be too like that was my WWE days.
Nah.
But if he used it in UFC, I reckon it's cult personality.
Yeah. That'd be
It's a
pretty.
great song as well. Shall I sing it tonight?
Yeah, at karaoke. Is that gonna be
Yeah.
your first song back?
I don't know. Oh no! Now I've got the anxiety of
First
what show
song
am I going to
back.
pick?
Do Final Countdown.
First song back.
Do Bon Jovi.
How many ironic pandemic songs are there going to be? People are doing.
Like
Or like things like the boys are back in town and stuff like that.
Do meat.
Meatloaf? Like a 9-minute epic?
Yeah.
Should I do Short People by...
Short People by Randy Newman.
By Randy
100%.
Newman?
End of thread.
Okay. I'm going to message Jason now.
Jason Rowland, a karaoke DJ, who we've not seen since exile of the pandemic. Just DM him now.
I'm DMing him right now.
Do you have Randy Newman Short People?
Are you doing karaoke?
I swear we'll finish this show and then we'll go. Which leads us to... Oh, I forgot about a segment.
My favorite segment?
Is it Alex Marvez? Who's Alex Marvez with Chris Jericho, who's not facing the camera. He's facing away here. Chris Jericho is looking away with his leather jacket, so we know it's him and his hair. And Marvez says, Jericho, next week you're going one-on-one, no DQ against Nick Gage. And what are your thoughts? What's your game plan? What are you going to do? And Jericho, you can hear him talking, saying, Nick Gage is a demented, violent man. And the only way is for him to fight him is the most violent, dangerous iteration of Chris Jericho that there is. And he turns around, revealing the face paint, revealing the Painmaker, as he says.
You made it sound so much cooler than it was.
He did, yeah.
This got a big laugh from me. I love Chris Jericho, but the Painmaker, it's not like he's turning around and it's the Fiend, or it's not as cool as like Balor's the Demon. You know, he turns around and it looks like he found a hat in his grandma's closet, and he's tried on her makeup as well.
It's almost like a mime.
It just looks so silly.
It's like a juggalo.
And he looks old and just weird.
Oh, man.
I didn't find him intimidating at all.
Not intimidating, no.
And it's just his black lipstick and eyeliner
his
and
cane gear. His cane tights. He's got cane tights.
I just found it really funny, and I don't think that was the intention.
I think there was a part of it to like be like it's Jericho. Like,
yeah.
I think he just doesn't care anymore. And he's like, this will be cool. I'm interested in the match.
100%.
Yeah. It was funny. I'll admit that I laughed out loud. Very strange. With the pain, but you knew it was going to do that as soon as he wasn't looking.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's like, what else could he have done? The most violent version of Chris Jericho ever imagined. And then he turns around and he's like in a full suit, or he's got the ponytail hair. What else could he have done? What are you laughing at? You looked up the picture? I've just seen
this tweet. I tweeted Painmaker.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the Painmaker from one of these sketches, and I think you should leave with the hat, with the thing. Yeah. Fuck.
Oh, well.
I'm going to be the Painmaker for Halloween.
Yeah?
Oh, fuck. It's going to be on Donkey Kong, baby.
We'll just do a
I look like Nick Gage, though.
Let's do a whole Chris Jericho party. Everyone's got to come as a different iteration of Chris Jericho.
I'm Painmaker.
You're Painmaker.
Who else can I be?
What should I be? Like there's when he had the like mustache and the goatee, the list Jericho.
The list Jericho.
I can do the like Bon Jovi hair, I guess. Grow it out a bit.
We're doing a Chris Jericho party. COVID's back. We're doing a Jericho party. Everyone's got to be a different Jericho.
What's this? For All Out?
Yeah, sure. What other versions? Lionheart. WCW.
You've got the Undisputed.
Ralphus.
The Suit
Jericho.
The glittery shirt, the light up jacket.
Light up jacket Jericho, obviously. Yeah. But then you got to either buy or make a jacket. That's a lot of work. Painmaker, I just got.
No, we just use these LED things.
Yeah, on a jacket. Yeah. Or ask him where he got them. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Or just like a Jericho party is tough because everyone's got it. One person. You get.
You have duplicates. It's okay.
Or no duplicates allowed. You draw a number.
So real niche, like. Didn't he work? He worked with like a broken arm for like a few weeks.
So he's in a cast.
So you can be broken arm Jericho in a cast with like shitty indie gear.
I'll be Jericho walking around with a cup of coffee, and then I accidentally fall into someone at a cane party, and then it goes on them. That'd be a good one.
One person is allowed to be Luther.
Not even Luther wants to be Luther at this party. He would come dressed as the Painmaker.
Jeez.
Shout out Luther, the real king of the death match here. Why would they sign him?
Remember when he main evented Dynamite?
Fuck yeah, I do, because he's the deathmatch
Yeah.
king. Luther. Fuck. This Jericho party is a good idea, but you could just simply do like
Sturgis Jericho.
Sturgis Jericho. Oh right, Biker Jericho.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You could be January 6th Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different Jerichos
Yeah.
you could be. Oh, I'm excited. You got me excited for the Painmaker.
Grey Goose. Everyone's drinking Goose.
Grey
tonight.
Goose. Oh, I can tell you about the Jericho times I've met Jericho. Definitely Grey Goose Jericho. I love Chris Jericho. Differences aside, Chris Jericho's my goat of wrestling. But I thought this was funny, looking at the camera with the makeup. It's like, come on. But you already sold me on the match, so let's go. It's almost like he had to steal the attention away from the announcement of this match. It's like, no, you're the one fighting him. That's amazing that you get to do this. This is great. Crazy. Wrestling's funny, ain't it? We go to our main event. We're talking all about laughing when we're about to talk about death. A Texas death match. Jon Moxley, the IWGP US champ from New Japan, versus Lance Archer, former champ of this, right? Yeah, former champ.
Yes.
And, Moxley's the one who beat him.
He is.
Yeah. In Japan. This is a rematch of the Texas death match. So here in Texas, which is great. Huge pop for, both guys, really. But even Lance Archer, being from Texas, they were going super hot for him as well. Moxley coming out white hot with the Wild Thing. It's great. What a great theme for him as well. Just looks great. And it's Archer who comes down with Jake the Snake and who's recently re-signed, I think, for 2 years.
Yeah, 2-year deal.
He throws the kendo stick, and I swear it bounces off the ropes and hits himself in the head.
Yep.
And then Moxley just charges him, and it's a slugfest from the gate. And they're beating the hell out of each other. They're fighting ringside, throwing each other into the crowd, into the stairs, into the guardrails. I swear Lance Archer picks up a guy like a plant and throws him.
It was a good plant spot, though.
Yeah.
Because the guy, I saw him in the crowd for a while.
Yeah.
So, obviously it's a plant. He's not going to pick up just some dude from the crowd.
Kid.
But it worked, and the crowd really was, surprised by it and reacted really big to this.
Yeah, I did too. It looked great. There's then a tope that's blocked, and then Moxley, there's the steel that's been revealed. They take away the padding near the ring, and Moxley DDTs him on it, and the camera cuts away. And I don't know what was going on there, but he is now bleeding. That blader, Lance Archer, looked great. The blood flowing from this. And this is not enough. Jon Moxley, clearly a big fan of Shark Week last week. He smells blood, grabs a fork, and starts carving out this guy's head.
Oh, yeah.
This is disgusting. I've watched a lot of forks and pizza
There's a lot
cutters.
of forks at the moment.
So hot right now. Yeah, forks in the head here. They go to commercial break, picture in picture. Remember when we had picture in picture and there was a Canadian destroyer? Mm-hmm. And we thought that was bonkers? How about picture in picture while there's repeated strikes to the head with a fork?
Yeah.
They start brawling and then still P&P. And then I'm like, look, I'm probably watching that Sprite commercial again. And I look over at the screen again and I'm like, wait, what? He's just jamming him. He was using this fork and bashing Lance Archer's head in as if he was a suicidal man stabbing a toaster. He was just fucking ramming him.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Both were throughout the whole match. This fork, they definitely pierced the skin, I think. Obviously you're faking a lot of it.
I hope so.
There was some that looked pretty nasty.
Yeah, they got me. I was sucked in from this. They come back, and then Moxley's just wrecking him. He puts a chair around his ankle, jumps off the top, and stomps on him. There's then a punch to a trash can lid to the head, and Lance gains control. But Moxley's yelling at him, "You ain't shit, Lance," and then starts biting his face. He really just wants to fuck up his face. But there's a German from Moxley, and then Lance Archer just gets up. He's kind of no-selling it. He's not going down. And then boots him in the face. There's a ripcord Uranagi from Archer would look great. He sets up some chairs, and it's almost like Moxley gets out of it, and now he's going to use these chairs.
Yeah, he's going for the blackout onto the chairs.
Right. Moxley gets out, and he rearranges the chairs to make them even more dangerous. Where they're back-to-back now, standing up full front. Well, he took too long there rearranging the furniture and ends up getting chokeslammed onto this.
Yeah, this was nuts. We saw the spot with, I think it was Adam Cole and Aleister Black do this spot on the edges of the chair in their takeover match.
Yeah.
This looked nastier because he's slammed down on it. It's worth noting just before this, Moxley low blows Archer as well. And Mox definitely realizing his place. He's very over with this crowd, but Archer's the hometown boy and definitely leaning into some heelish tactics. And he was getting boos.
Yeah, he was getting booed when he low blowed him.
Yeah.
As good guys should when they do it, but still, it's a no DQ. And they're killing. Better than using a fork.
Yeah.
We were cheering that.
Oh, yeah.
Kick him in the balls, though? No. That's bad. There's blood spraying everywhere. When these guys are, like, clotheslining each other, the blood is splatting, like, in the air. It's misting. It's great. It's art. There's then a paradigm shift from Moxley, but Archer, like, gets up, starts flipping him the bird.
This is great, because it's Moxley's finisher.
Yeah.
And Archer just suddenly, I think it's on the 6th count, just sits up super quick, hulks up, flipping him off. It's that like second wind, really good moment.
But the death match, because
they didn't.
Yeah, this was a last man standing match.
Yeah, a Texas death match is you pin a guy and then they've got to answer the 10 count.
Right.
They didn't mention what it was on this match, and then after the commercial, I think they realized because JR goes, "Oh, the rules are pretty simple. It's submission or can't answer the 10 count."
Right. Okay.
So they flipped the rules, but yeah, it was essentially
It works better that way though. Like the 10 without. I don't need the guy to pin the guy and then do it. Just lay him out. So he hits him with the paradigm shift, but eventually he gets up and he flips Moxley the bird, so he gets even more mad. And Moxley yet again grabs this damn fork, and this is where he's really jamming him in the face here. Grabs barbed wire boards and sets them up over 2 tables ringside. So now there's 2 tables and 2 boards of barbed wire, and they go up on the apron. And this is how Moxley beat Lance Archer, with the paradigm shift off the apron through those Japanese tables. Here he's got barbed wire set up on them again, and he's ready to hit him with this move. But now Archer's got the fork, and it looked like a little bit of a receipt here with the fork.
This definitely went in his head.
This went in the guy's head.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley has a scar, many from this match alone. Both of these guys do. But he jabs him directly in the head.
Like quick, like spike stabbing.
This is fun. This is like shanking a guy in prison. This is fucked. Gruesome. Blood everywhere. Moxley's bleeding. They're on the apron. The barbed wire boards are set up on the tables, and Archer picks him up with a chokeslam off the apron, through the barbed wire. Moxley's banged up. He's bleeding. He's stuck. It's total Terry
caught
Funk.
in the wire, yeah.
He's caught. The ref, with a pretty fast count, I might add, counts to 10.
It's how you know it's the end when they speed it up.
It's a 10 count.
It's a 10.
Meaning your winner and new IWGP United States Champion, Lance Archer. Wow.
This was great.
Yeah.
My only gripe, and it's being just pedantic, was that they didn't explain the rules, really, what it was. Apart from that, I loved this match, and a surprising decision, but I actually think this is the right decision. Moxley doesn't need this title. Moxley's established. He's a top guy. He's going to be a top guy for a long time. Archer is someone they try to have you believe is credible, and he's in that role like that a Kane or Big Show would be in. He's the first person to challenge the new champion, but you know he's going to lose, so you can't really get too invested. I think having him here win this title in front of a hometown crowd made him seem a bigger deal than he ever really has here. And he did it at the end of a great match. I thought they delivered on violence.
I like this one better than the last one.
Me too. I thought they really delivered on the violence. Both brought this intensity to it. Big thumbs up from me from this match.
Me too. This definitely helped save this show. You needed a solid match of the night, and this is where they gave it to you with these guys killing each other. It was kind of like last week. We had a violent match. This was way more violent.
Yes.
Preferred this to last week's match as well. But yeah, these guys went out and killed each other. Again, not usually our bag, but they've been saying, look, we've been to wars together, so it's about time we do it again and find out who is the bad, scary motherfucker. And, well, Moxley lost, but in a good way that still kind of protects him. Like, you got fucked up.
It's Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
He's so big at this point.
Yeah.
I think this does so much for Archer, and you're going to buy him more now when he's the challenger against another top guy.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely someone who's lost a lot of his big feuds.
Sure.
So, yeah, this is a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, Lance Hoyt gets his flowers
Yeah.
here tonight. Hoyt gets his roses. Lance Archer.
This is his best AEW match, I would say.
Yeah, tell me what was better than this
Yeah, I can't.
from Lance Archer.
He's
It was
had
good.
some entertaining stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this was the best match he's had for sure.
I just liked it. This whole show felt like a good landscape of wrestling in general. You get your hardcore stuff. We're gonna see another one next week with Nick Gage. That's just a genre of it, and yeah, Moxley's really good at it, and so is Lance Archer. This had my full attention. The whole main event. The fork was really gross, and it got my attention.
Yeah.
Show this to your non-wrestling friends. This will be your thing you talk to people for the next little while, if you can see your friends again, and I hope you can. Be like, yeah, I like that wrestling shit. This guy used a fork. What do you mean? Well, let me show you something.
What do you see for Moxley, like his next big program?
I mean, he was no Eddie Kingston out here tonight, but
Not
I mean,
tonight.
you could still stick him with Eddie. You could put him in a singles thing. You could do Moxley Miro. You could do
Mox Miro.
I don't know, actually.
That feels a step down.
I actually-
for Mox, and
yeah.
I like Miro, but
I'm confused because I actually thought they would have just kept this going for a little bit until just after All Out, and then set the course of what they want to do with him. So is it Moxley Punk?
it's whether maybe Moxley can't do that
He can't.
New
no.
Japan show.
Right. He can't.
So then why have the US title on
True,
him? So it
yeah.
makes sense to flip it.
So this
Mox
means
Punk, you're saying?
Yeah, Mox Punk is something you could do down the line. Yeah, I don't think we see Bryan or Punk until or after All Out.
If you do Mox Punk, the fact that they're both from WWE, Mox did the thing where he left, but continued wrestling. You can definitely do a story. You became the person you cut those promos on.
Right.
You fucked off forever. You're coming back part-time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm the guy who held down the fort. Yeah, I felt trapped. I felt a prisoner at the other place, but I didn't quit.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heel Mox.
Oh, no, Baby Mox against Punk.
Punk's the babyface though. Right. Punk's the babyface. Punk is getting cheered. no
He'll
matter-
get cheered, yeah, but I think you can flip him heel very quick.
Well, I think you could have Mox say those exact same things in
as a heel. Yeah, either way, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know the direction for Mox right now. Seems
Unless they Aleister Black, Malachi Black. He's not fighting Cody. at
because
the pay-per-view.
Cody's coming up.
That's right. Sorry, we didn't mention. They also announced August 4th, a Wednesday night, Jacksonville, Homecoming, Dynamite, Good versus Evil, Malachi Black, Cody Rhodes. Not
Okay.
on a pay-per-view.
Not on a page.
It's free. Watch it on TV.
Yeah, so
Million
maybe
million views.
Black Moxley. Oh, that should.
That
feels big.
Black Moxley.
Black
All
Moxley
Out.
all out.
Oh yeah, that should be the next guy he kicks in the head
Yeah.
and then pisses Moxley off and
Cool.
a loss there doesn't hurt.
But
anyone.
isn't that what's great about this company? There are so many fresh combinations you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think this was the greatest episode. I really enjoyed the main event, but I find AEW very enjoyable every week. Even when it's not the best episode.
Still better.
It's still good. Like, I'm not bored. It moves so quickly.
Yeah.
It gives you a variety. I felt it lacked some star power this week. Like Kenny Hangman was sort of buried early on, quite a quick segment.
Right.
Nothing really from the Bucks this week. I don't know. You've got matches with the Blade and Shawn Spears and that kind
True.
of thing. That being said, it wasn't a bad show by any means, and I did enjoy it. And that main event was awesome.
Yeah, they
Loved
killed
it.
each other out there. The Texas Death Match.
Having a lot of good matches recently.
Yeah, AEW has been the solid show. As the wrestling fan, they don't treat you stupid. They deliver and they cut cords on things that's not working and they improve things that aren't working and everything seems to be working and it seems exciting to just be watching this stuff. Honestly, I even on the terrible episodes, and this wasn't one of them. This was like a 7 out of 10 for me, but like still better than. It's what I like out of my wrestling. Even the ridiculous Painmaker face turnaround thing, the Sting and Orange Cassidy gives it.
Oh,
10
that was a
out-
highlight
that was
for
10
me,
out of 10,
100%.
yeah. That was the highlight next to the death match. But Solid episode from Dynamite. And yeah, August 4th, Malachi Black, Cody. That sounds awesome. The graphic is sick. It's like Malachi Black in the darkness, like Undertaker or Rob Zombie, and then Cody in his white suit, like heaven and
Good
hell.
and evil.
Yeah, the graphic is sweet. We're totally using it for the show on that episode.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that when that one comes. So thank you for listening to us talk about Dynamite. We do this every Wednesday night. If you're a podcast listener, wherever you may be, driving, working, walking, whatever, hey, how are you? Give us a nice review on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast app you do, because we would like that if you like us. You can obviously listen to Up Next. We do the NXT reviews, Dynamite reviews, and Shot in the Dark all here on this free feed, and we record Dynamite and Up Next, BDElite and Dynamite, all that stuff. Twitch, you can follow that because we Twitch these things if you like to see what we look like. So you know Davie is a true grime artist.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course, yeah.
You can know if you watch the video, you can see the shirts we're wearing, like you were supporting Orange Cassidy tonight.
And support us and Pro Wrestling Tees. ProWrestlingTees.com/upnext.
Yeah, and if you like listening to us podcast, well, Patreon.com/upnext. My birthday's on Monday, July 26th, and we've agreed we're doing birthday shows where we get to pick stuff and we watch them. So yours is in September. You're picking Whiplash.
Yes.
We're going to be doing that in a month or so. But Monday's my birthday. I'm turning the dirty 30, and I'm picking a movie that just turned 30. Point Break. Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, Meatball Subs, Gary Busey. Yeah, bruh. Listen to that. We recorded it yesterday. Fun movie. If you have not seen the movie, go watch it, and we'll talk about it in our little book club. But it's a birthday celebration on Monday coming out. And then we got Was Next. We talked about the Clash of the Champions edition of that coming out from April 24th, 2013. Dusty Rhodes presents the Clash of Champions. And I feel like we're missing some. Oh, we have an Up Yours. World Champ Patron. We recorded it today. Scrump has chosen the 2009 Zack Snyder movie, Watchmen.
Yeah, you finally watched it. You finally watched The Watchmen.
I am one who watched The Watchmen. I have watched the movie. And we're going to talk all about the naked blue man and his naked blue penis.
Yep.
And the guy with the ink blots on his face.
It's pretty much me and Scrump talking, and then Braden's like, yo, but there's this blue guy with a big dick. Like, tell me, what's going on with that?
Can we go back
what's
more
going
into
on
that?
with that? Sorry.
More about that. Yeah. So listen to that, because Scrump definitely knows a lot about Watchmen. He's a big, huge fan, and it was fun to catch up with him. The three of us always have a laugh. And you made a strict no Mummy, Brendan Fraser, or Chipotle talk, and I thought we were pretty good.
Yeah, it was probably our shortest show ever with Scrump.
Meaning it was 2 hours.
Yes.
Which is short for a show with Scrump, yeah. Shout out Scrump and the PWT cast. And shout out you for listening. But yeah, patreon.com. You get access to all these shows. It's only $5, and you get access to everything in the back catalog. Was Next, Best Matches Ever, all that stuff. And we're working on the August schedule, and we have some things lined up. We're going to be talking all about SummerSlam. We announced our BDE. We already did BDE in the Bank, but we're doing a tailgate for SummerSlam, and then an Up Next Summer, which is our SummerSlam games, event, whatever you want to call it, and stuff. But follow the socials at Up Next Podcast for all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to us
Let's go
talk.
sing.
Yeah, we're going to go to karaoke. Follow the socials if you're listening right now.
Yeah, you'll see if we
made it.
brave it.
If we got there.
If it's looking all good to us.
Yeah. So thank you for listening. Shout out Daniel Bryan. Shout out CM Punk. Shout out The Blade. Shout out Wheeler Yuta. Johnny Utah?
Johnny Utah.
Wheeler Yuta.
Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah. And shout out you.
All of you.
Yeah.
Our Dynamates.
Yeah. Dynamates. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe.
Ahoy!
First time in a long time, but it seems like just yesterday when we were side by side. Beast mode, no one's blocking our way. These other guys tried it, but them man ain't got the skills of Braden and Davie, brazen and raging, bringing you the thrills and spills. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady, DVP, the BDElite. Right here in full gear, about to blow up like TNT. Us man are too sweet, Brady, DVP, the BDElite.